Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it is Sunday, so it's time for Scraplift Crafternoon, a hop where my friends and I get together, find inspiration, and scraplift it. This layout right here is by a Happy Scrapper off of Instagram. I have a picture of my son. I am going to document, I'm using a die cuts with a few cool kids paper pad. I'm hoping to use up some of these scraps. And I am going to try and use as many different stamps. And I wasn't sure what I was doing, so I got a handful of different stamps that had words that I could use. And then I also pulled my Altenew Blossom Branch Crisp Dye ink and Distress Oxide Black Soot by Tim Holtz. I have these Kelly Creations words. Now, these are for like a wedding because it's got like happily ever after, all that kind of thing. But I knew there were words on there like love and things like that that I might be able to use. So I went ahead and pulled that out. And then I have a couple of Altenew stamps that I thought I could use. And then this Tim Holtz stamp I thought I'd use for the icons. And then here's that other Altenew. But this has like a word phrase, like a sentence on it that I thought I would use. I don't. I wish I had. I'm having regrets when it comes to that. And then I have this thicker set that I want to use for my title. So I am not bringing in other embellishments. I know that might sound crazy, but you know. So I have my stamps, my papers, my picture, and this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. So I am hoping that this is going to work. This is my second time trying to record this video, and oddly enough, it just stops kind of mid-record and won't let me do anything else. So we'll see. So here is my first attempt to do this layout. I wanted to use this paper and stamp on here. And I just grabbed a stamp and started. I didn't plan what I was going to put on here. I didn't plan, like where things were going other than the gist of like her sketch or her layout. It's down the middle. And so I thought I'm just going to take these words that work for me and stamp them down the middle. Well, after I put the word today on and went for the next word, I saw the word capture and I thought, oh, I should have put capture today. Well, it's up too high for that. So instead of working around that, I just pulled out a white cardstock and I am going to use that. So I just set that other one aside. I will figure out a way to use it. Don't worry. Plus the back side of it is this really pretty stripe. And so if I don't use that paper, I'll use the back side of it, which is fine. So instead, I add these words, capture today, favorite story, and then I'm going to add this remember, laugh, and I'm going to pull the ampersand off of that Kelly Creates and put that on there so it says remember and laugh. And so I'm thrilled with this until I start measuring and realize I only have about 2.5 inches between the words. And my picture is a 4x6. God bless me, you all. Anyway, so before that, I'm going to pull, this is, this leafy bit is from the Tim Holtz stamp set, and I use the darker Shadow Creek and the lighter Firefly out of the Altenew, and I put those on there and stamp that out. And I love the way those turn out, and I'm going to put one down at the bottom as well. And then I'm going to pull out another stamp from that same Tim Holtz. It's like a swirly, kind of looks like the top of a rose to me. But I pull that out and stamp that, and I think I kind of use a little bit of each of the colors. It's wisteria, hydrangea, and I think it says ultraviolet. And so I just put those down, and initially I just put one at the bottom and one at the top, but I am going to come in later and add one more over there between the words capture and today at the top right, just to kind of even that out a little bit more. Ooh, okay. I had to move in my chair. So anyway, so after I get that, I'm going to move everything out of the way, pull out my paper. I kind of did a loose measurement of what I could put down and not cover the words. And it's about 2.5 inches between the bottom of the Y and the top of the R, or the B for remember. And so I decided I'm going to use about 2.5, 2 3/4. I don't care if a little of the Y is covered or even a little of the B, as long as you can still get the general idea. Then I pull it out and I realize the picture is going to cover stuff. So I can't put it on the right side where she has her picture. So I just decided, since there's this gap here where it says favorite and then the word story is over so far, I can just put it there, because too much of the word story and remember are going to get covered over here on the right side. So I stick with putting it over here, and I'm fine with that. It just covers a smidge of the word story, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, had I planned this out, like a little less impulsive, like it probably would be fine. So on her layout, it looks like she's got a strip behind there. And because my words are coming down so far, I couldn't put it all the way across. So I went ahead and cut it. And then I'm going to add a little something in the middle there so it doesn't look as cut off. The one on the left where it ends next to the S is going to get covered with the picture, so I'm not worried about that. But, you know, like I said, the best laid plans usually will help you not have all these problems. Oh, I'm just now getting my brain back into scrapbooking. I've been, documenting and scrapbooking every day, but I've just been doing some kind of loosey-goosey layouts that I plan in my head as I go, and not like following a sketch or a layout or anything, so it doesn't really matter how it turns out. And while it does not really matter how this turns out, because the whole point is it's, my layout, it's still I still want it to kind of look like the layout that we're lifting. So anyway, here's where I add that third little swirly whirly. And I feel like that's much better. I've added some Tim Holtz word phrases that say, I just want to make nice things. And that says, stay simple. You are enough. Live simply. Give generously. Because this picture was taken because my son finally let me take his picture. And I thought it was such a sweet picture because he smiled at me. And he's 14, guys. There are moments when I can talk him into it and he's totally on board, and other moments when it's like pulling teeth and he's giving me a dirty look. So, all right. So all of these stamps I'm using now are all from the Tim Holtz, other than the words captured today, all those things. Everything else came from the Tim Holtz. And so I just started by adding these little circular bits on the top and bottom and next to some of the little word phrases to kind of give a little something there. And then I went through and added a bunch of these bigger circular bits all around. And then I went in with these little itty bitty, almost looks like raindrops or something, or like little, paw prints or some little itty bitty somethings. And I just put those around, and you're going to see the close up. I do really like the way that it turned out in the end. I will probably be doing this again when my brain is a little bit more focused, but I love the stamping. Like, I love how that turned out. It makes me happy. I love the little leafy and how I use that. So, I am happy with my layout, but I will try again and do it, be a little bit more, planned. So anyway, please go in the description box below and check out Happy Scrapper and her link, as well as all of the amazing ladies who hop around with me. And I hope you'll come back and see me again real soon. Have a great day and happy scrapping.